into the start of President Trump's 10% tariffs covering most goods entering the U.S. Demonstrations erupting across the country, from Boston to Charlotte to Texas to California, protesting Trump and billionaire Elon Musk. ABC's Christian Cordero in Washington, D.C.
Hands off are the two words that's bringing everyone out here. And that's serving as a springboard for any of the many issues they care about. Throughout the day today, we have seen signs that say, hands off our schools, hands off our bodies, hands off our Social Security. It seems everyone out here has a message about what they consider government overreach.
And tonight, as President Trump's first round of reciprocal tariffs officially snap into place, with steeper tariffs just days away from more than 50 countries. Musk appearing to take aim on social media at White House economic advisor Peter Navarro, the architect of Trump's tariff policies. Navarro downplaying the stock market sell-off Thursday and Friday, the worst 2 days on Wall Street since the pandemic.
We're in a situation where we're simply rebalancing and restructuring. I can guarantee you that the market will find its bottom, that we will have the Dow hit 50,000 easily during the Trump second term.
Most economists warning U.S. consumers should brace for higher prices and disruptions. Grappling with Trump's tariffs on foreign cars and car parts, the British automaker of Jaguars and Land Rovers announcing it's pausing all U.S. shipments. And China already hitting back with its own 34% tariff on all U.S. imports.
I think it's still a little uncertain of exactly how that's all going to shake out.
But President Trump doubling down, adamant tariffs will bring home jobs and businesses, saying Americans should hang tough. It won't be easy, but the end result will be historic. With a deepening global trade war, Trump at his Florida golf course again today. The White House issuing its only official statement of the day, congratulating the president on winning the semifinals of his club's senior championship.
And Jay O'Brien joins us now from the White House. Jay, we're learning some Republican lawmakers are breaking with President Trump, introducing bills to help rein in these tariffs. But could they actually pass?
Yeah, with a handful of congressional Republicans introducing legislation to allow Congress the power to vote on any future tariffs the president would enact. That's being pushed by Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, typically a top Trump Republican ally, who now says he's worried about the financial future of farmers in his state. Democrats calling on more Republicans to join him. But even if there is bipartisan buy-in, this legislation would also likely need the support of Republican leadership on Capitol Hill, like House Speaker Mike Johnson. And that isn't expected to happen.
So many watching and waiting to see how this plays out. Jay, thank you.
Wait, if you were detained at any Maryland juvenile detention facility since the 1960s, this is the money glitch that's getting former detainees properly compensated. Maryland juvenile.
Thank you. Now to the life-threatening and catastrophic flooding across the South to the Midwest. Crews rescuing this man from the dangerous floodwaters in central Arkansas. Parts of the state hit with up to a foot of rain. That's about 3 months of rain falling in just a matter of days. And this large building seen floating down the Kentucky River amid the deadly flooding there. More than a dozen tornadoes reported over the past 24 hours in Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri. ABC's Morgan Norwood is in the storm zone again tonight.
Tonight, the life-threatening flooding across several states, the relentless storms hitting the South for a fourth straight day, more than 50 million people on alert. The death toll tonight rising to 10. Governor Andy Beshear saying a second person dying in Kentucky due to the flooding. More than a dozen tornadoes reported in the past 24 hours, with 7 states now under tornado watches. In Arkansas, up to a foot of rain, almost 3 months worth, falling there in just 4 days. Floodwaters nearly submerging some buildings, like this antique shop in Hardy, Arkansas. Here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, widespread flooding turning intersections like this into riverways, streets blocked off and barricaded. And as the rain continues to fall, the danger mounts. Cars littered along this highway overnight, stalled by the flooding. Rescues happening across several states. First responders here in Texarkana pulling people out of their cars, rescuing this man.
He was floating in the water and he just didn't want to go.
Kentucky also hit by destructive floodwaters. This house seen floating down the Kentucky River. Now just a pile of debris. This man's photography business flooded from an earlier round of rain, with more now in the way.
It's just 2 massive
of a amount to kind of control.
Kentucky expecting another deluge tonight.
And here in Bryant, just south of Little Rock, this is just one example of the flooding paralyzing the region. More than 175,000 customers across 4 states without power tonight, Whit.
It's just been relentless. All right, Morgan Norwood, thank you. And the dangerous weather spanning across a dozen states with more than 50 million Americans on alert. Let's bring in meteorologist Danny Beckstrom with our New York station WABC. And Danny, this flood threat is far from over.
Yeah, Whit, the flash flood threat is getting more dangerous by the minute. Widespread, heavy rain on the radar. Memphis still under a flash flood emergency. Officials now saying dozens of streets are flooded in the city. This is a massive area of heavy rain and strong thunderstorms. And remember, at this point, the ground is already saturated, meaning the continued downpours easily trigger life-threatening flash flooding from much of the Mid-South to the Ohio River Valley. It's the same area still seeing a tornado threat. The National Weather Service calling this a once-in-a-generation event because these communities are being hit by both dangers simultaneously through tonight. This is a nearly stationary system, but it finally begins to move on Sunday, sliding across the southeast. There will still be the potential for damaging wind and an isolated tornado from Mobile to Atlanta tomorrow. And while the rain will wrap up in Tennessee and Arkansas, the concern turns to rising river levels that could keep flooding in play for days. Whit?
Something else to watch. Danny Beckstrom, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Turning now to an urgent manhunt underway for at least 8 suspects after an alleged carjacking led to a wild police chase ending in a fiery crash outside of Philadelphia. The suspects fleeing the scene. What we're learning tonight. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi.
Tonight, this fiery crash ending a wild police chase outside Philadelphia. Police now searching for a group of 8 to 10 people they believe are responsible. Authorities say just after midnight Friday morning, officers were responding to reports of a stolen car. On the way to the scene, officers say license plate readers flagged a second stolen vehicle, leading them to an intersection where a woman's car had broken down.
We have a young lady that's broken down in the middle of the road. Help comes, and all of a sudden they find themselves in a situation where they're getting carjacked.
Dash cam footage showing the moment police arrive.
Stop!
Cars fleeing in different directions, some with doors still swinging open, trying to get away. A high-speed chase ensues, the footage showing the moment the car reaches a T intersection. A massive explosion as one of the cars crashed into a guardrail and a utility pole. Amazingly, those inside surviving and fleeing. Tonight, police now asking the public for help. When officers say they've recovered 2 vehicles from the scene they say are stolen. Tonight, police are still trying to identify suspects with the hunt for that 3rd vehicle ongoing. Whit?
Ike Ajachi, thank you. Now to the growing outrage overseas as newly released video appears to contradict the official account from Israeli leaders about a deadly attack in Gaza. The verified video appears to show a convoy with headlights and emergency signals on. Israeli forces had previously said the convoy was moving in the dark. The video was recovered from the cell phone of a Palestinian paramedic, one of 15 killed in March. And we want to warn you, the video is disturbing. Here's ABC's Inez de la Catera.
Tonight, newly released video verified by ABC News appearing to show the moment a convoy of first responders and aid workers in Gaza came under fire, seeming to contradict the IDF's initial claims about a deadly strike on March 23rd that left 15 dead. The IDF saying shortly after the incident that when troops opened fire, the vehicles were advancing suspiciously toward IDF troops without headlights or emergency signals. The IDF also saying they killed a Hamas operative and 8 other militants in that operation. But this video, recovered from the cell phone of Rifat Radwan, a Palestinian paramedic killed in the attack, shows the vehicles moving with their headlights on. Lights flashing, some people even wearing reflective gear before coming under fire. Tonight, the IDF saying in a new statement to ABC News the incident is under thorough examination. Under the Geneva Convention, it is a war crime to knowingly fire at a medic wearing clear insignia. An Israeli military official saying Hamas has previously used ambulances or similar vehicles to transport militants.
With the UN saying these aid workers and first responders were killed while trying to save lives, they're now demanding answers and justice. Whit?
All right, Inez, thank you. Tonight, China putting the brakes on a deal to save TikTok from being banned in the U.S. after those tariffs were announced. Let's bring in ABC's Alex Crochet in Washington. And Alex, President Trump now extending the deadline an additional 75 days, hoping to make this work.
There's no question that President Trump is fond of TikTok. In fact, he credits the app with his victory in 2024. And so now, for a second time, he's stepped in and extended the deadline for TikTok's U.S. operations to become majority American owned, saving the app from an imminent ban after a deal stalled right before crossing the finish line. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance led negotiations between TikTok's parent company ByteDance and a group of U.S. investors. The deal would allow ByteDance to keep a stake under 20%, and Trump was to sign an executive order for the agreement this week, so long as China also signed off. Vance's team believed that they had a really good deal. But then the president made his tariff announcement on Wednesday, and on Thursday morning, ByteDance informed the White House that China would not approve anything for TikTok until negotiations could be held on the Trump tariffs. So until then, that algorithm remains in ByteDance's control, and with a deal for TikTok remains on hold.
Alex Brochet for us, thank you. Now to the economy and consumers racing to stockpile items as the latest round of tariffs kick in. Some analysts warning Americans to brace for higher prices on everything from furniture to cars to groceries and alcohol. Here's ABC's Alexis Christoforous.
Tonight, consumers going on a tariff-induced shopping spree, from appliances to alcohol. College senior Cedar Roach stocking up on champagne.
There was a threat of a really large tariff on champagne, and I don't want to pay more to celebrate my graduation.
Americans now rushing to buy before President Trump's tariffs are felt at the checkout counter. Economists warning the tariffs could cost the average family of four an extra $7,200 a year. Roach and her boyfriend loading up on Guinness, canned goods, even antiseptic wipes.
I'm a diabetic, so using needles, disinfectant wipes, where they're largely manufactured in China, these are things that are likely to go up in cost.
I did my math, I did my homework.
Noel Figueroa spending over $3,000 to get ahead of the tariff effect.
I bought this TV, 40-inch TV for $217. And I said myself, I'm pretty sure that TV gonna cost probably around $400.
But tonight, experts urging against panic buying.
It might make sense to stick with what you have for a little bit longer rather than going into debt to rush a purchase.
Experts also warning tonight against hoarding items like toothpaste and toilet paper, saying there's no sign the tariffs will lead to shortages. Whit.
Alexis Christoforous, thank you. And tune into This Week tomorrow morning. George Stephanopoulos interviews top White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett about the global fallout from President Trump's sweeping new tariffs, and an interview with Senator Cory Booker to discuss his record-breaking speech in the Senate. Now to the latest on a Maryland man mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador. The Trump administration filed an emergency stay to temporarily stop a federal judge's order to return the man back to the U.S. Federal prosecutors claim, but he denies having ties to a violent gang. He's married to a U.S. citizen. There is much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday. The measles outbreak keeps on growing. New cases reported in Texas at a daycare center. And if you plan to buy a Mega Millions ticket, better bring some extra cash.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time.
Next tonight, the measles outbreak in Texas shows no sign of slowing down. 7 young children at a daycare center in Lubbock have been diagnosed with measles. 1 child needed to be hospitalized. Statewide, at least 481 cases have been confirmed since the virus started spreading in late January. The vast majority of the patients were unvaccinated or with unknown vaccination status. And we have an important recall to tell you about tonight. Nearly 200,000 Vivitar blender bottles are being recalled. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the blades can continue to operate when the bottle is not attached, posing a laceration hazard. No injuries have been reported, but the commission says customers should stop using the blenders, which were sold at Target between December and January. The manufacturer says it will contact customers about turning them in. When we come back here tonight, the major change for the Mega Millions lottery. To the index now, and big changes for Mega Millions. Today, the price of a ticket went from $2 to $5, which should mean much larger payouts. The average jackpot is expected to jump from $450 million to more than $800 million. And this is the biggest weekend for college basketball. The men's Final Four tonight, Auburn meeting Florida, Duke taking on Houston. And the women's final is set. Defending champ South Carolina beat Texas last night, 74-57. They'll face UConn, which demolished UCLA 85-51. The Huskies back in the final for the first time in 3 years. You can watch it tomorrow right here on ABC starting at 3 p.m. When we come back, America Strong, the heartwarming reunion behind bars. Finally tonight, America Strong, the special bond changing lives. Jared Hansen and Chase Benoit, inmates at San Quentin Prison in California, waiting eagerly in the main courtyard for some very special visitors.
Good to see you.
An emotional reunion, bringing them back together with these 2-year-old black Labradors that help train as service dogs to be paired with people with disabilities.
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog, and this is RD Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. What's happening? It's Sunday, my birthday eve. Tonight, I'm doing a 12-hour stream from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I'll be up all night on YouTube, screaming, hollering, yelling, copping on the couch, going to sleep. I'm with all that tonight. But listen, man, please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment if you ain't tapped in yet. And listen, man, I'm here, man. It's the breakdown of everything. Got Rilo on the chopping block, Lil Woody, man, though. Play some clips from Keeping It to the G News, man. Calls President Trump and the tariffs. I mean, everything that went on this week, man, I'm just doing a rewind back, man. And I will definitely be on time tomorrow because I'm going to be screaming all night. Real talk on my birthday eve. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. You about to wake and bake right now, man. I had to do it. And listen, y'all can see, listen, the gamer chair is here because my other one is gone. I just got to put the shit together, y'all. It's a lime green joint. I just got to put it together. So, you know what I mean? We see me standing up and don't roll in the chair around. I got to put my gamer chair together. I have to put the chair together. So that's why y'all see it right there. I should have fucking vlogged on the couch. Still the same thing before I put that big in me. Put that water in me. You heard me? If I put anything, put that water in me. But hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. President Trump going crazy. Y'all better load up on that wine and toilet paper and shit. Let's get to it, though. Oh, in my famous words, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful Sunday, and I'm up with it. I'm up with it every day. Let's get into Sean Kingston. Sean Kingston and his mother is he going to jail. And it's a scam thing. I don't think he's going to jail.
Rough wake-up call.
But everybody, let's get into that Sean King.
So rough wake-up call for Sean Kingston and his mother, who have both been convicted of federal wire fraud.
You're way too beautiful. That's him, Sean Kingston.
This is Scandal, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Law and Crime got so many channels. Ain't I fresh? I need to get a retweet.
You guys know Sean Kingston.
Shout out to Taco for the t-shirt.
From his 2007 hit Beautiful Girls, which, to be honest, is very catchy. But there's a lyric from that song I wanted to point out for you all right now. In the second verse, he sings, which I'm not going to, he sings, quote, "When I went away for doing my first crime." Now, he sounds better as a singer as opposed to that dramatic reading. But I just wanted to point out that art does, in fact, sometimes mimic life. And
What's
in this
up, y'all?
case,
What's up?
that's exactly what's gonna
What's
happen,
up? Everybody
because
tapping in.
Sean
Shout out to the
Kingston
Mod
will
Squad.
be headed to prison, as will his mom, because they've been convicted on 5 federal charges.
Dang.
To back up just a second before we get too far into it, we got to talk about Sean Kingston. He's 35 years old right now, and his real name is Keyshawn Anderson. His mom is 62 years old. Her name is Janice Turner. And federal prosecutors say they worked together, collaborated on this.
We talking about Sean Kingston. It's the weekly wrap up.
This all started with
What
a
it
civil
is.
suit, actually. It was brought by Ver Entertainment. And basically
I
what
should
the
have
people
put my
there were
goddamn
saying
chair
is
together online
they were
while
working
we
with
doing
Sean
this, right?
Kingston. He wanted this sound system. And Sean said, okay, if you guys give me a discount on this system when it's put into my home, I will give you promotional videos. I will be in them. And also one of my friends will be in them too, Justin Bieber. How can you guys pass that up? Me and Justin Bieber hanging out in promo videos for this company? Great. So Verver says, okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and give you the discount for all of this, give it to your home, whatever. He got it. However, Verver in their civil suit alleges that not only did they not get those promotional videos, including Justin Bieber and Sean Kingston, they also didn't get any payment for the product at all, like literally anything. So Verver wants their money and they file civil suit against Sean Kingston, and that's really when things kind of get going. Investigators get a whiff of what is ahead and they take a look. Pretty soon, some federal charges come down for both of them, 5 in fact, of wire fraud. And we'll get into what wire fraud exactly is in the interview, but basically, prosecutors say that Sean Kingston and his mom were getting high-end vehicles, jewelry, other luxury products, and simply not paying for them. So what they would do is that Sean Kingston and his mom would just pretend that they paid for something, but money never exchanged hands. So they brought forward these fraudulent documents saying, hey, right here, we paid for this. We're already good to go. Let's have this luxury vehicle, jewelry, or other high-end product. And it turns out they had never paid. All of this happens last year, 2024, wind back the clock. And in May of last year, so almost a year ago, I sat down with Sean Kingston's attorney. Take a look at the interview. For some reason, I'm dressed like a pilgrim. I mean, it wasn't Thanksgiving. It's May. Unclear why I'm into this outfit. But okay, so besides me, I do talk to the attorney. And at this point, they're just allegations. Let's go to the clip. A couple of the things I've seen include conducting an organized
So,
fraud, grand theft.
Sean Kingston, let me get you. Sean Kingston is his mother. Now, his mother's his rap buddy. In the feds, everybody go. In the state, you could have been like, look, my mother ain't had nothing to do with it. Give up probation. I'm going to go ahead and lick it out. Damn, bro, that got to be hard getting sentenced with the same time as your mother. Because I'm saying no matter what you and mama go through, you want to honestly take the case for mama. I will. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. My mother, my grandmother, my auntie, my sister, I can't let them get booked, bro. I just can't let them get booked. If they do book them in a court proceedings, I'ma do the right thing. I'm gonna do the right thing, bro. I'm gonna take the charge, bro. You can't let your girl, your mother, your sister, your homegirl get booked. You just can't do it, Sean Kingston. I understand they came with the charge. If I knew that we could go to jail for this, I'm gonna put my name on it or put somebody else's name on it. I'm never gonna put your name on it. Let's get back into it. I'm gonna need y'all to hit that notification button, man. I got seven likes and 16 people in the chat, bro. Come on, man. Push me into the algorithm. I'm trying to hit 5K today. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get busy like the bunkie dance.
Janice testified, his mom testifies, but Sean Kingston decides not to testify at all. So we don't really know all of what he said, except that his defense was essentially that he was a child, even though he is age 35. His defense says he's a child.
Thanks for the donation, brother. I appreciate
money.
you.
He doesn't know what
May
he's
Allah
doing with it.
reward you
Like,
for
this
your
is
good
complete
deed.
misunderstanding. We didn't hear that from him, just from his defense. Ultimately, though, they were both convicted, and according to local reports, local TV stations there, when this verdict is read, Sean Kingston is crying, and as his mom is being taken away, he yells, quote, "Protect my mother." What's interesting about Janice in all of this is that she's already been convicted of a similar crime. So this is back in 2006.
Damn.
She pleaded guilty to bank fraud and filing fraudulent loan application. She was sentenced to 16 months in prison, but was released in March of 2007. Just in time for the release of Beautiful Girls, because that came out on May 26, 2007. So released from prison, that song comes out. They live their lives on the high of Beautiful Girls for many years to come. And then this month, get convicted. Sentencing hasn't happened just
That was my
yet.
song.
However,
Y'all remember
one
that
of the
song?
two is actually
You know, we're
in
doing a
jail
reaction to this. You're way too beautiful, and I never word and had you suicidal when it's all that Molly's beautiful. They only wanna do you dirt, they'll have you suicide. That was my song. Lord Sean Kingston was my little man. Sean Kingston was my little man. then broski go throwing the scams. I mean, Sean Kingston, come on, bro. You couldn't make another hit. Your mother already was scamming. Been convicted in 07. You dropped the hit to get y'all the bag. Listen, because you make a hit record, right? Or because you have a good day on the block, or because you have a good overtime check, the grind doesn't stop. The things that you locked up for, you are a celebrity. You should have been able to afford that. Sitting around and playing with your name, bro. There's no way you can't afford a $30,000-$40,000 TV. You get what I'm saying? Or whatever you were doing, Sean Kingston, you're a celebrity. All you do is get back in that studio, get some shit going with Beeb. Just keep working, bro. You're not working until you hit your peak. And Bean had to get shit on credit and all that shit. Nah, man. Little TVs, you cash out on that stuff. Oh man, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Damn, Sean Kingston.
Janice. She was taken right after all of this, put in jail. However, Sean Kingston himself is not. He's basically on house arrest. He's got his GPS monitor. He's being monitored by people, I'm sure, as well as this GPS thing. And also, he posted bond. It was a home valued at $500,000. It was a relative's home. And then also $200,000 in cash. So one is in jail, one is not. However, sentencing is set for July. And they both face decades behind bars. They could face, I mean, they could be in there for 20 years. Who's to say? I need more info on all of this. Our guest is actually a Florida attorney, so let's go to him right now for more.
20
all right, we are
years.
entering our interview phase now, and I'm really excited to bring on our guest today. It's criminal defense attorney Mauricio Diaz. Thank you for coming on with us today to talk about Sean Kingston and his mom. Just to start, wire fraud. It's a big name, but it's pretty simple, right? Like what it actually means.
Yeah, it's any time that you send anything fraudulent in any type of electric format, it could be considered a wire fraud.
That's it.
And to me, it seems like that could be pretty easy to track.
Yeah, that's the problem with these cases is that it's the type of thing that it's always going to be on record, and you're not going to escape the fact that, you know, there's a transaction, there's an account number, there's your identity. It's linked to your actual identity.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to eventually connect the dots.
I wire your money all the time.
Eventually you become a defendant. I mean, if you're operating as a completely fake person, then that's another hoop that the feds would have to, you know, jump over to get you. But if you're committing these crimes
in
like
your name,
Sean Kingston and his mom, as the person, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. They just go to the receipts, look up the name and see, oh, it's that person. Okay, well, there we go. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
And this one is interesting too, because there was civil cases ahead of it because he said he was going to do some things, didn't end up doing them. It was like a promotional video situation with Justin Bieber. He said he would do to get a discounted surround system, a sound system. And then he didn't pay at all. So there was a civil suit, which eventually led to the criminal suit, which is something we kind of saw in P. Diddy.
TV got you
he had a couple
knocked
of civil
up.
cases
What
and
up?
criminal. Is that how this sometimes works, that these civil cases bring it to light and then people investigate?
Yeah, because listen, anytime that you have a civil action against you, there's this.
It's fucked up, bro. But see, you know what the sad part about it is, Sean Kingston, mother, she already been convicted of, you know, on that type shit. So she might get the hard bug. Sean Kingston never been locked up. Fraud cases usually don't send you up over the river. You'll get the restitution. And hopefully, you know, he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see no black man, no black woman, nobody in humanity locked up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't into that. So, with that being said, you know what I mean?
Nah.
So,
which I don't understand. We've been here for a few days, bro.
They just keep acting like they gonna leave the house.
Well, time now for the morning stir, and McDonald's, as you've.
I want to know what this is. Massive Houston Game Room Buzz Boy Shout out. Hold on, let's see what's going on. You know, it's the weekly, so we're going through everything.
Serving probation and being free from jail on multiple bonds at the same time. Well, he's now accused of trying to run over a constable deputy.
Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live from the courthouse with the latest in his ongoing series. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, according to court documents, the DA's office filed 5 motions to revoke Jalen Lewis's probation and put him behind bars. But 263rd Judge Melissa Morris Lewis on probation.
Harris County has become the county of little or no consequence when it comes to breaking the law.
In 2021, 24-year-old Jalen Lewis began serving a 3-year probated sentence for a felony theft conviction.
He wasn't abiding by any of his conditions of probation.
Like not breaking the law. While on probation, Lewis has racked up both felony and misdemeanor charges, including a neglecting a child charge in Waller County.
That should have been the end of the story. You're going to remain here, or we're going to ship you to Waller County to face, your charges back then. But they continued to punt him back out.
Last December, police say Lewis stole a Camaro valued at $42,000 from Lone Star Chevrolet, and then tried to sell it for $8,500 on Facebook Marketplace.
All total, the district attorney's office filed 5 motions to revoke his probation and send him to prison. Each time, instead of doing that, they just continued him on probation.
Last week, deputies say Lewis tried to steal an ATM machine from this convenience store in northwest Harris County. While attempting to flee, Lewis allegedly tried to run over a Precinct 4 constable deputy.
He's clearly violating the conditions of his probation and out attempting to kill a police officer. And that's very bothersome for me as a leader and out here in North Harris County.
I don't know how many times you can continually violate your probation, yet for whatever reason, the courts think you're a good risk to the public safety and the community.
It's not known if 263rd District Court Judge Melissa Morris will send Lewis to prison for his latest criminal charge or keep him on probation.
Until we get a judiciary back here in Harris County that's going to hold these individuals accountable, Harris County is unsafe.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability.
One thing about them sheriffs and them white boys and them racist, I'm surprised racist Texas.
Now, Jalen Lewis is back behind bars in custody tonight, charged with aggravated assault of a public servant. He has a bail review hearing this Friday. Reporting live from the courthouse, Randy Wallace, Fox 26 News.
Houston police are looking for the person responsible for shooting a 6-year-old boy in the side of the head earlier this morning. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia is live in Greens Point neighborhood where he spoke with a resident who also had his home shot and the neighbor who stepped in to help the 6-year-old boy. Jonathan.
Yeah, neighbors at the Canfield Lakes apartment tells me this shooting hit too close to home. They say this isn't the first time a shooting happens here, and they'd like to see change happen soon.
I didn't even know it was gunshots. I thought it was fireworks. Because I hear gunshots like pop, 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 a few, and this one was more like automatic, like all the way. Like fireworks.
Houston police responded to several rounds of gunshots early Tuesday morning at the Canfield Apartments in North Houston. While no one died, a 6-year-old boy was grazed by a bullet on the side of his head while eating McDonald's Happy Meal.
I was on the phone with 911, and they were asking me to do CPR chest compressions, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do chest compressions. He's alive.
Hell yeah.
Talking.
The 6-year-old was rushed to the hospital. According to the family's neighbor, the boy had surgery at 7 a.m. and the latest update at noon, he was up and conscious and doing well.
I knew it was going to happen, but I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, one day, one of them gunshots is going to end up hitting a kid, and it's going to change everything around here.
Neighbors say shootings in this area are always happening. One neighbor had gunshots also hit his home and bullets hit his daughter's car.
I was worried for my family. This isn't the first time a shootout happened. I was worried for my children and grandchildren.
Humberto Sanchez says his grandson plays with the 6-year-old boy who was shot and wishes him all the best during his recovery. But also, he would like to see changes made in the area.
Authorities need to put an end to this. This time around, a kid got shot. He's our neighbor.
Houston police say they do not have a description for the suspect, but are asking anyone with information to come forward. I'm reporting live in North Houston, Jonathan Mejia, Fox 26 News.
And tonight we're looking into records and information surrounding the death of Jalen Dandridge.
Now, he's the man who was wanted by Memphis police in the shooting that injured Houston rapper Sauce Walker and killed another. Now, we are working to piece this whole thing together here. Here's a little bit of what we know so far.
Fox 26 News reporter Leslie Delasport here, and I want to bring you an update to a story that we're working to piece together. Now, this story is surrounding the death of 21-year-old Jaden Dandridge, who Memphis police says was found dead here in Houston. And in case you're wondering what does Memphis police have to do with this, here's some background. Before the death of Jaden Dandridge, Memphis police was looking for him, and he was wanted for his role in a recent shooting in Memphis, Tennessee, that left Houston rapper Sauce Walker injured and killed another rapper, Say So P. Now, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office says a man by the name of Jaden Dandridge was killed Thursday, March 27th, around 10:40 a.m., ruling his death as a homicide, and that Dandridge died from multiple gunshot wounds. But Friday, March 28th, Houston police put out a press release saying they were investigating a homicide that happened here at 12,300 North Freeway at the old Greens Point Mall. HPD also says that the male victim had multiple gunshot wounds, but he was found near the dumpster at the loading dock here behind the old Macy's. Now, Houston police told me at this time they will not be releasing the name of the victim of the homicide that they were investigating from March 27th. Here at 10:40 a.m., they tell me they're leaving that up to the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office. Now, HPD is asking that if you have any information to please call them or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS because this investigation is still ongoing. Reporting from Greens Point, Leslie Delasport, Fox 26 News.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Adolfo Serrano, guilty of intoxication manslaughter as charged in the indictment.
A guilty verdict for a man charged with driving drunk and killing a deputy constable in a fiery crash. The Harris County jury delivered its verdict just before noon today. This comes 3 years and a day after Precinct 7 Deputy Constable Jennifer Chavez was killed. Fox 26's Leslie Delasport was in court. Leslie.
Yeah, in a unanimous vote, Adolfo Serrano was found guilty for intoxication manslaughter for killing former Deputy Constable Jennifer Chavez. Take a look at what happened in court today.
In cause number 1765224, the state of Texas.
Serrano sat in a packed courtroom, along with jurors, Precinct 7 deputy constables, and Serrano's family, as the defense and state provided their closing statements.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Adolfo Serrano, guilty of intoxication manslaughter.
A verdict was read just before noon Thursday, but before the verdict, comments from Serrano's defense left many in the courtroom in shock.
What that tells you is the state does not believe that Mr. Serrano on purpose tried to kill somebody. They don't believe that. They didn't file it that way.
The only reason that Jennifer Chavez is dead is because he decided to drive highly intoxicated. She came responding to that call to try to protect other people from exactly what happened to her.
So my request on behalf of our side is for you to go back and find Mr. Serrano guilty.
After a short recess, the punishment phase began, and witness testimony was read aloud. And loved ones of Jennifer Chavez told the courtroom the kind of mother and officer she was. The state even questioned a former law enforcement officer who came in contact with Serrano before. You're going to get to hear about all the history and all the violence against women.
Your journey won't be easy.
What else we got? Yeah.
Wait, if you were detained at any Maryland juvenile...
I'm tired of hearing about it if he was detained at a juvenile facility.
And Babcock here. So this is turning out to be a very, very big week for Wendy Williams. We saw earlier this week fans rallying outside of the assisted living facility where she is staying. That was clearly a big boost to her. We could see that in the video. But now she has retained the services of one Joe Tacopina. Joe Tacopina, of course, the attorney who just got A$AP Rocky acquitted here in Los Angeles in that assault case
He's one of the biggest and most high-profile defense attorneys in the world. Charles.
Right,
Period.
and obviously Wendy is hoping that he can help her get out from under this guardianship, and it's going to be clearly a battle. The Guardian has been fighting Wendy on this. Wendy doesn't want to be in that facility, but they are going back and forth. And now Joe is stepping into that. So without further ado, the man that Wendy is hoping will get her freedom, Joe Tacopino, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Thanks, Charles.
So
Hey,
tell us
Joe.
that. So Wendy's retained you as a
Joe got a
personal
Mark Clan
attorney.
jacket on.
What's the next step? How do you get on the guardianship case, which is really the end goal here?
Yeah, I mean, the end goal is to get her out of that draconian institution she's in, that she doesn't belong in, because she's not incapacitated in any way, shape, or form. She's in a ward where people don't know their names, where people don't know between a red light and a green light. I mean, she's in a place where, people are dangerous to themselves. She's not. She can't leave there on her own to go get a cup of coffee. So the goal end game is to make sure she gets out of there. How it's done is honestly, it doesn't matter to me now. I spoke to Wendy at length yesterday. She wants me to represent her. I am representing her. Her family's asked me to represent her. I'm her personal attorney now. Doesn't mean I'm in the guardianship case yet, and I'm not, because the judge has to approve any lawyer coming in to the guardianship. So the bottom line is there's a process that's in play there. We are moving. We're making motions to make sure we're doing everything to get ourselves into the guardianship proceedings. And then we have other remedies if that doesn't work. If the judge, for some reason, doesn't allow us into the guardianship matter as Wendy's counsel of choice, which is almost sounds ridiculous, but they could try and argue that she's doesn't have the wherewithal, the abilities to pick her own counsel, which is obviously silly. But if they did, we'd take an interlocutory appeal, or we could go as far as doing something called an Article 78, which is actually suing the judge in Supreme Court in New York State. So we have things to do, and we'll be doing them. There are certain rules once I'm in as a guardian in the guardianship case. There's gag orders in place and whatnot, so it'll change my ability to do things that we're doing right now. But I don't care about that. I care about just getting her out of there. And whether it's me or this other law firm or us as a team, she needs to be out of there. Every day she spends there is a travesty of justice. And any additional day she spends there is horrific. I speak to her almost daily.
So what you're talking about is, if you don't remember, Wendy Williams, man, she was in the height of her career. They put her in some type of, try to say she crazy or something. They got her in this place messed up. And when she talked to the Breakfast Club, I felt bad for her. Like, Wendy Williams not even at age where you could get put in somewhere like that. She's not 78 years old. She's in fucking good health. I don't know, man. Like, she just been in that shit, bro. She just been in that shit. So, what's driving the internet crazy right now? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I'm not going to get into depth in this because I am Muslim. I'm not going to speak at it, but it's a lot of things. You know what I mean? Hold up, bro. I just found something that just dropped. Oh, we go to Flacco. Y'all hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, stay fucking with me in the chat, man. Right now, donate to the channel if you like what you hear, man. It's the weekly report. We not aimed in and targeting anything. Every Sunday, I just give you a wrap up about all week shit. But right now, there's some new shit about Big Baby and Loose Cannon saying they missing.
Something very strange is going on with Big Baby and Loose Cannon. And their families are very concerned and worried. The first development in this Big Baby and Loose Cannon situation was a couple of days ago when Loose Cannon got transferred from Vegas to LA, where he will be housed in the same jail as Big Baby and others who are fighting this RICO. Shortly after Loose Cannon arrived at LA, we will find out that Loose Cannon and Big Baby were actually cellmates.
Begin speaking now.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up with it, wife? How you doing?
Oh my God, it's so good to finally hear your voice. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Where are you?
I'm in LA. You won't believe who's my celly.
Who?
Big Baby.
What?
Man.
Oh, this just got SCA. Hit that like button. Yay, Flacco.
If I'm Loose Cannon and Big Baby, bro, I'm concerned. I'm concerned, not because I think the other is snitching, because obviously I think Brick Baby and Loose Cannon are both standing tall. But I'm concerned because obviously the jail cell is wiretapped. Obviously the feds is putting devices in your cell to record y'all, bro. Yo, you think the feds will put two people who's involved in similar cases that intersect in the same jail cell? Obviously they're doing that so they could wiretap it and get some information. Bro, if I'm Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, bro, I'm not saying a word in that cell. I don't care if it's good morning, if it's good night. I'm not saying a syllable in that cell, bro.
Yeah.
And I damn sure probably won't even say a syllable on the phones.
Right.
No, when they after me this badly.
Dang.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
That is insane. Was that like pre-planned? Like what the heck? Oh my gosh. So Brick Baby is your cellmate.
That'll be my cellmate.
No. That is wild.
He was like, "Thank you for the t-shirts and everything like that," and he was like, "You for real for that," and then like the forward.
Brick Baby would then take the phone and explain to Sharice how him and Loose Cannon became cellmates. Now, I've never been in prison. I don't want to go, so I don't know. Like, can y'all choose your own cellies, or is there like an automatic process?
No, Brick. Hold on. I want to talk to you.
What up, sis?
Hey Brick, how you doing?
Thank you for everything you're doing. I heard you keeping the name strong.
Listen, I'm trying, you know. I'm doing whatever I can with the power that I have, you know?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. How you holding up?
Oh, man, we cooling. My boy here now, so we
Yo, is that crazy? You guys are cellmates? What? How in the world did that happen?
When I figured out the jail, I'm like, bro, finna come. I'm like, as soon as he come, I'm about to bring you ready because you gotta come here. So I'm like, yeah, he about to come right here with us.
That's crazy. So you helped set that up?
Yeah, well, as soon as he came in, shit, you already know. It ain't no other way he gonna go. We talking in front of all these people, so I just like, come on.
Shout out to Brick. Brick is the 5-star war general right now in that pod, bro.
Oh my God.
Brick is Debo. Brick is telling people who they bunking with and who they not bunking with, bro. Like Brick Baby said, when Loose Cannon came out, they said, hey, we, like we cellmates. Now, again, I didn't know that's how prison worked. All right, I thought that the police choose your roommate. No, but Brick Baby is running stuff. So to me, that's at least not as concerning because if the feds would have picked your cellie for you, you probably need to be concerned. But I still wouldn't have any conversations in that cell. It looks like that cell plugged up and wired up because the feds know y'all are going to talk about this case and they want to get any information they can from out of y'all, bro. I wouldn't do it. So
the people in here, Kenny, shout out the verses.
And then hopped on the phone, announced they were cellmates. A day or two go by, and they can't be heard from. Loose Cannon's wife would take to YouTube to announce that she hasn't heard from Loose Cannon since that call.
Just gotta put my big girl pants on, you know.
Damn. So if y'all just tapped in, hit that notification, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. But they saying Loose Cannon and Brick Baby is cell buddies. And the first day that he got to the jail, he called this girl. He let her know, bro, I'm in here with Brick. And they talked more. After that, she never heard from him again. It's been 2 days. Oh.
I just pray that he calls me. I just don't know. I don't like the fact that I have not spoken to him in the past 24 hours.
That don't mean that because you ain't talking to nobody 24 hours.
Like, why didn't you try calling me? Why? It really sucks. You know? I don't know if any of you guys been through this that can put me at ease in the comments to let me know if this is normal.
They might have gotten in something, no lockup. You don't get no cars. They might have got in a fight.
Wouldn't you get back in time enough to give your loved one a call? Or is that common to not hear from them all day?
Yeah, that's common, baby. Common. Might take weeks. Might take months behind the door.
And then to think
they can stop you from using that phone. They can't stop you from writing kites.
They actually call to confirm if the jail is on lockdown. It's not on lockdown.
Okay.
So
that's one thing.
Yo, this is the
jail not on lockdown.
Where is Loose Cannon? It's been 2 or 3 days. Nobody has heard from Loose Cannon yet. Loose Cannon hasn't called back home. So, but here's the thing though. While we are worried about Loose Cannon, Cherie's Loose Cannon's wife, she gives Brick Baby's wife a call to find out, has she heard from Brick Baby too? And her answer blows this entire thing open, and it even got me concerned now.
Hey, Mama, did you hear anything from them? Are you for real? So Brick hasn't called you either. What the heck is going on? I have no idea. He would have called you by now, right? Sure, he would have called by now. Oh, Jesus Christ. He ain't called you back yet? No. He could. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This shit is too much. There's gotta be something else you ain't called. Either they're on lockdown or something. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna try to call down there or have the attorney call down there and see what's going on. Okay. All right. That's the only thing I can do. I'll let you know.
If it was only one or the other, then we could probably make the assumption that person, I don't know, probably did something. But for both of them, it looks like it's an altercation that probably involved both of them. I don't know, did Brick and Loose Cannon get into a fight in their cell? Did Brick Baby and Loose Cannon get into a fight with other dudes? It don't look like this is something that's individual, right? It looks like they did something together that's leading to them not being able to make calls or them probably being in solitary confinement. This doesn't make sense at all. Now, they gave it about 5 hours. They called back. Now, when they called back, it became very apparent. Brick Baby's wife is over it at this point, bro. All right? She's very annoyed because in her heart, she feels like Brick Baby probably did something, probably had a fight or did something wrong to, get punished. And that's why he's not making calls.
5 hours later.
How these niggas getting these calls and shit? That's what I'm saying, yo. That whole no jumper situation crazy.
Hey, any news? You've got to be kidding me. No. It's freaking 7 p.m. Like, what the heck?
He ain't called you back in this morning?
No. No. It's like, damn. So you would think, and I messaged.
All we can say or do is, oh.
Are you okay?
Why are you speeding like that? He said, what?
You all right?
Yeah, somebody's just down there here that's speeding. People just don't know how to drive.
Girl. Well, maybe they're.
It's Brick Baby and Loose Cannon girl talk.
For both of them to not call us, unless they both got into a fight,
You could turn into the thing. Yeah, I don't know this shit. I'm like in there, there's programming up. This don't make no sense. I just don't really have nothing to say no more. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm frustrated. There's no way that you can't keep from doing, some bullshit. Brick, you've been in there this whole time. Now all of a sudden you want to get into some shit. Like I'm just over it at this point.
I think their disappearance stems from secondary issues. I don't think it stems from
It's jail shit, Flacco.
Bro, there's people out here super thirsty to paint Brick Baby and Loose Cannon as snitches. They haven't snitched, or at least yet.
Well, if you get locked up, then your peoples don't hear from you in days. It's these instances, either you on lockup, either They not letting you use the phone. Even you on lockup. That's number one. Or it's some drama going on with the phones, or the phones could be broken. You get what I'm saying? It ain't too many reasons why you don't call your people. And Brick Baby and Loose Cannon look like the type of dudes that got phone habits. And what phone habits is in jail is dudes that got to use the phone. No matter what is going on, they gonna get on the phone. I mean, they're maintaining their relationships on the phone, and they willing to fight, get beat up, stabbed, get killed over the phone. So they gives me them phone type of dudes, but they also are active gang members, and they also feeling away. And because of their active gang members, Big U is the leader of the gang. Big this let me cook up, baby. Listen, Big U is Big U. So when I say Big U, I'm saying Big U. It's no bigger crip than Big U. You get what I'm saying? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like when you step in. So listen, so I'm gonna break it down to y'all. Y'all ride with me. So you get this indictment, right? Big U announces before he goes to jail that Loose Cannon and 600 and all these people ain't right. This is what U says. You guys are locked up. It's a LA County, it's a LA rolling 60 indictment. You know, here in Baltimore, they'll send you to the Supermax or DC. They can send you anywhere. But the majority of people are going to the main place. Brick Baby and Loose Cannon is dead. They ain't seeing eye to eye with Big U. They ain't seeing eye to eye with Big U. Big U, the head of the indictment. Big U, the head of the Crips. And inside of jail, inside of that wall, gangs matter. You hear me? Inside of that wall, gangs matter. That's what, that's what inside of that wall, gangs matter to the point of no return. They count a lot. It's a different, like the streets got the rules, and prison got the rules, and regular society got the rules, and gangs got the rules. And the biggest rolling 60 crib is behind the doors. It's behind the doors. And what he says goes. You know what I mean? If you ask me, what he says goes. And he made it known he don't fuck with them dudes. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? He don't mess with them dudes. And now dudes got a case. You know what I mean? Niggas show the other side when they catch a new case. So them boys ain't rolling in friends. There's no way. And what I'm saying is Big U, the big boy of it all. You don't get no bigger than Big U. You know what I mean? You get on Big U level, but you don't get no Big U. So when you go to jail and you Loose Cannon and Brick Baby, and if Big U's locked up. So whatever it is, the blue carpet is rolled out for Big U. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all how jail go. The blue carpet is rolled out for Big U. So whatever he get, he getting it done. He getting it done. He getting it done. So them boys had to squabble up and got to squabble with their own set, and other Crips can't get in it because it's 60 business. You feel what I'm saying? This is their indictment. This is their business. Can't nobody get in that. Okay, and then Big U, the biggest of big. It's calling it. It's sending the word down the gun line. Like, come on, bro. Them boys. See, if you was doing that content and talking that shit, you know what I'm saying? You just can't get booked. You doing that shit and you talking that shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I honestly say. Okay.
Investigation. Police say they believe she was behind one of the most horrific crimes Huntington has ever seen. The prom night quadruple murders in May of 2005. Sharlethia Bunny Holmes.
Oh, let's hear about this. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. But what I'm saying to you is, I don't know, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But what I'm telling you is Big U, he the big dog. He call the shots. He make it happen. Ain't nobody playing. Like, real talk. Let's get into this.
she was behind one of the most horrific crimes Huntington has ever seen, the prom night quadruple murders in May of 2005.
Jesus.
Shalithia Bunny Holmes, an admitted drug dealer, has never been charged in that case, but she was tried and convicted of ordering the 2004 murder of a woman named Wendy Morgan.
Hey.
Holmes was given a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 15 years. In her very first parole hearing just last month, the West Virginia Parole Board decided to release Holmes. Tonight, we are taking a look back as Bunny Holmes prepares to walk out of prison.
I have never in my whole life caused or put anyone in harm's way.
From the moment she was arrested and all throughout her trial, Shalithia Bunny Holmes often tearfully maintained her innocence.
So this is Bunny Holmes. She got locked up for sending a hit back in 04-05.
Holmes was charged with being an accessory before the fact to first-degree murder in the death of Wendy Morgan, accused of paying two men to kill Morgan, who was then found shot to death in downtown Huntington in 2004. 4 years later at trial, 11 witnesses took the stand for Cabell County Prosecutor Chris Childs, including the already convicted triggermen in Morgan's murder, Rafael Harris and Cedile Gigi Harper, both punching huge holes in Bunny's not guilty plea.
Did she tell you many times that she wanted her?
Yeah.
Dang.
Was Gigi always there when that happened, or sometimes yes, sometimes no, or what?
All the time.
Who did most of the talk?
Bunny.
And she told you she wanted her shot?
Yes.
It was enough to earn a conviction and a life sentence. The jury, however, recommended mercy, which meant Holmes would be eligible for parole after 15 years at the Lakin Correctional Facility in Mason County.
It didn't totally surprise me because, again, she was not the trigger man or trigger person. And also, the two actual shooters, neither of them got life without mercies.
A sentence that included a chance for parole did not sit well with Wendy's mother, Marcia Morgan. It was also troublesome for family members of the 4 young victims of the 2005 prom night murders in Huntington, another crime police have always believed Bunny Holmes ordered. No one's ever been charged in that quadruple homicide, a tough pill to swallow for so many officers and federal agents who spent countless hours investigating the case and getting to know family members.
This is a calling for most of us and a brotherhood, but we try to give back to our communities. So you get invested in those people's lives and trying to assist them, but it also affects yours.
Fast forward 15 years, March of 2025, Bunny Holmes' very first hearing before the West Virginia Parole Board. We obtained an audio transcript of the hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Would you please state your name for the board, please?
My name is Shalithia Holmes.
Holmes appeared before the board in Charleston on a video feed from prison, still insisting she did not order the hit and only saying she should have spoken up to prevent Wendy Morgan from being killed.
Was the idea to kill this victim your idea? Yes or no?
It wasn't my idea.
Did you encourage her death?
I probably did. I can't say. We were young and we were talking and we were joking around, so it was like it was. I have to say I was wrong for not speaking up.
Holmes' mother, also attending the hearing from Detroit, Michigan, spoke on her daughter's behalf. No one who opposed her parole was on the call. Holmes made an impassioned plea that she is a different person than the 22-year-old everyone labeled as a drug lord.
I came to prison without even having a GED. And then I got my bachelor's degree. I'm a certified mentor through Catlin Ministries. I work with the chaplain. I'm a chaplain's assistant here, and I'm a peer mentor. And I know if I was granted parole today, that I would definitely be very successful. I have my family, I have my friends, I will have the churches, the pastors out there to help me.
After a 13-minute hearing, the board deliberated for just 3 minutes before returning to deliver the news that would bring tears of joy to Bunny Holmes.
Can you hear me, Miss Holmes? We are going to grant your parole today. Good luck to you, Miss Holmes. I hope you heard everything I told you. If you have any questions, Mr. Leonard should be able to answer those for you. We wish you well, Miss Holmes. Good luck, and hope we don't see you back here again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
And Happy Homes is set to be released on April the 9th. It is barred from ever coming back to Cabell County, West Virginia, specifically. As we mentioned, no one from the victim's family or law enforcement or the courts appeared before the parole board. We've been trying to confirm whether the victim's family, police, the
See,
prosecutor...
that's what VA do. See that she got parole for for sending a hit back in 05. She been locked up for 15 years. Make parole her first time around. That's how it really goes, for first time offenders. And they barred out the county. She can never come back. You know what I mean? And I said, shit. If you got a life sentence and they just bar you out the county, I fucking would never come back either. You're a fool. Oh man, that's just we back to Big U and Brick Baby. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. You know what I mean? Leave a comment. Leave a comment.
Brick didn't hit a lick. They get on the phone with this nigga, yeah, we hear Brick nigga just hit a lick. So they go to talking about, okay, Brick got to come pay up. They ain't got nothing to do with the lick. But because they talking about Brick hit a lick, that will put the people on Brick.
Whack 100 claims Big U was extorting Brick Baby. However, Brick himself denied this to be true. What are your thoughts on this?
Brick knows, since Brick want to bring us some dirt, right? Because Cuz been blackmailing him.
He ain't blackmailing.
Cuz been blackmailing Brick.
He ain't never blackmailed
for years.
He ain't never blackmailed you.
For years.
Blackmailing on blackmail is crazy.
What? They want to say I'm in the peso. I don't know. Is he in there?
He in the work. He in the work, right? He even said it on the floor when earlier. He said he in the work. And he said niggas trying to get him locked up, right?
No, what he in the work? What they say?
I think it's the conversation you talking about with a nigga on the phone talking about cracking somebody's jaw.
Oh, that's all it is. He ain't in the work. See, that's all it is. He not in the work. But let me tell you what's funny, right? These niggas is weird. They don't understand that when you done with wiretaps, the receiver of the call, who ain't tapped, has no control on being in the call. You don't know. Both parties don't know. Or maybe one party does, right? But I had a situation where they were saying, well, you in the work. Well, what you mean? I said, calling you. Well, wait, bro, if a nigga calling you and you answering your phone, what's up, homie? Yo, whack, we'll be at the office, I'm gonna pull up, y'all be there at 8. Boom. Your phone ain't tapped, the other nigga phone is tapped. So in this situation, the crazy part about it, when ain't nobody recognizing, Big U was just in the Sioux search. He knew his phone was hot all these years and kept it the way it was. And I'm gonna tell you why. He was already aware he's working with one agency. He just didn't know division in the same agency blind.
Shout out to make sure y'all find my brother, man. Follow my brother. The research GOAT. Keeping it a G News in the building. What up? Venus Love Skywalk in the building. What up? B-Herb in the building. What up? Kenny in the building. What up? Run these numbers up, man. Get them likes up, baby.
Did Nipsey Hussle come up in Big U paperwork with some real shit or still speculation?
I don't know. I don't even thinking about it because all this paperwork is really involved murder in Vegas.
So if y'all just tapped in, Loose Cannon and Brick Baby was cell buddies. And their girlfriend saying they ain't heard from them in 3 days. So I'm just breaking it down to people. Just because you don't hear from your loved one in jail, it can mean several things. Federal's different from the state. I'm just meant to tell y'all that, like, the phones could be broke in the jail. You could be on lockup. You could have got, you know what I'm saying? It could be, it's different reasons why. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm playing is that they were saying Big U was extorting Brick Baby and Brick Baby. It was weird when they said Brick Baby and Loose Cannon were cell buddies because I'm confused of their relationship. It's the whole no jumper set, the whole no jumper situation did turn kind of like super crazy. Like it turned like really super crazy. So I swear, man, on my life that I don't understand. You feel me? Like I'll be confused. Is these dudes really savages? And then really do savages really play with the internet? Like, ain't no way. You know what I mean? But their girls called up. They said they ain't speak to him. The first day that Loose Cannon got in the jail, he called this girl and he said Brick Baby was in the jail with him. And then they guess their girlfriends was talking. Now Brick Baby girlfriend and Loose Cannon girlfriend saying he never, heard from him again. Neither one of them called. People saying the Brick Baby and Loose Cannon got to doing the fade in the cell. You get what I'm saying? Did Loose Cannon and Brick Baby get in the fight on the tier? I'm saying Big U don't fuck with neither one of them. And when Big U find out they wherever they at, the word coming down the gun line and in jail, everybody know who gonna get hit, but the person that's gonna get hit. That's just how it goes. Everybody know what's up with the one person. Everybody know what's up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Everybody know what's up. Everybody know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what's up with this. People's gonna happen to. And them niggas in a tight situation, bro. It's a different thing if Big U went named in this indictment and it was just them. But I'm saying you got the head honcho in there. He doesn't fuck with y'all niggas. That's what I'm just trying to get everybody to understand. Big U don't fuck with them dudes. And them dudes is all in Big U gang. And Big U got the most control. That's all I'm telling you. Big U ain't doing no folding. At his old age. You know what I mean? If he do, I'll be shocked. But it's nothing no more shocking than this one. In that gang world, you can't get away with it like a lot of these motherfuckers getting away with it. He's got to hide out. He's not gonna be able to sit at NFL games. Do y'all think, even leave in the comments, y'all even think Big U gonna come home at 58 years old if he's convicted of this? You know what I mean? What do y'all think about Loose Cannon and Brick Baby? You know what I'm saying? They saying they missing. Flacco I played the little clip from Flacco talking about it. Everybody's talking about it, but I'm saying Big U don't fuck with Loose Cannon and Brick Baby. From my understanding from the hip hop, I'm not a Rolling 60. I don't know. It ain't none of my business. I'm just giving my opinion as a journalist. You get what I'm saying? I'm just a content creator giving my opinion. So my thing from Big U putting out the video that those dudes was wild and he felt like they got him caught up in that. When he get behind the door, I don't think he's going to have a friendly welcome for them guys. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's a friendly welcome. You know what I mean? If Big Baby is definitely a whole other indictment for the gun shit, you know what I mean? It's all making sense. But I don't know. I would be worried, if I wasn't Big U on Big U good side, you get in jail. I'm just telling you, it's tough. And they in LA where that gang shit run. I don't give a gangs are so popular and so serious in the birthplace in LA. You can only imagine the gangs got their way. They having their way in them prisons. I don't care what they telling the outside world. Them gangs having their way. They ain't playing with no Big U. He walk in there, they gonna put him on an admit or something, keep him behind the door. But he behind the door, somebody popping the phone. Dudes is coming in front of their cell every day. They let them take 2-3 showers. They might not put Big U in general population because he got too much power. But he ain't gonna put him on admin and he gonna live like he in gen. He gonna be the working man on admin. Big U gonna be everything that he need. They ain't letting they probably don't let him behind that door. And if you if you on his bad list, bro, every crip at your fucking throat. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. But I don't trust Wack.
The sex trafficking, the shit with the broad. This nigga Dale, who don't nobody want to talk about, he let niggas know he told him his brother was getting extorted. And him calling different ball players and celebrities receiving funds, for the donations they was giving. I don't recall no Nipsey shit in there. I had to go back and look. I don't recall.
Hey, Wack. So when I read the work, right, Wack, and this the crazy shit about it, right? Like the nigga Brick, that's what I was telling you the other day. Right? The nigga Brick ain't just vanish off the 43 counts indictment, right?
God He wasn't never on the indictment.
Oh.
Brick is a victim. Brick was getting extorted.
So really, Big U exposed the nigga then.
Big U the one got Brick hot. Big U and the other nigga, because the other nigga, Brick do a robbery somewhere else. Whatever he do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Word got
Listen to y'all man Wack talking about this shit. He breaks it down. These niggas vicious. LA vicious.
So they go talking about, okay, Brick gotta come pay up. They ain't got nothing to do with the lick. But because they talking about Brick hit a lick, that will put the people on Brick. Right? So this explains why when they snatched Brick up in June, he was able to tell 600 they got a RICO coming. It ain't a 6-0 RICO, it's a Big U RICO. But at the time, we don't know what he's talking about. He mentioned Vegas. He said, yeah, it's a body in Vegas, all kind of that nigga in trouble. We listening to him, but we don't know. We don't know nothing was going on at the time. As time progressed, what popped up? Big U RICO. It's a Big U Enterprise RICO. But Brick knew this because when they pulled him in, when they served their warrant, they found the K. They didn't go there for the K. They went there for the phone. For the dirt sheet. But in the process of looking, they find the K. So now they start to use the K. They like, listen, we got you with this K. And we know this nigga been extorting you. They want another extortion situation in there to strengthen the other one they already got. Now here go the thing, Brick. How did you handle yourself? Because if you'd have told them, I ain't got nothing to say, they wouldn't have told you about the Big U RICO that's coming.
Dang.
They only gonna tell them that's cooperating on their side. They ain't gonna tell that they think gonna walk out of here and go warning. But you know, he said all this shit 21, 22 months ago. We just didn't know what he was saying. You know what you mean? It's a Big U RICO. Now, so what the saying? Right? And we didn't know until it hit, and we actually seen.
Hey, wait, I got a question to ask you though. This was, man. But look though, how do you feel about that woman, bro? That woman that SGK talking about that dude.
SP, bro, y'all can't say nothing about her. Y'all.
Oh no, I'm asking, bro. You know.
This where the selective politicking go. When Big U called the police on that woman, all y'all heard it on the live stream about a year ago. Had her arrested. The hotel said, this is not us, ma'am. This is him pressing the charges. And this said, if you want me to drop the charges, come to the hood and get that. No, when y'all didn't say Big U, the OG, you just called the police on the Crip bitch. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing that lady saying, bro.
Okay.
No, I'm selective politics.
Oh, yeah. It's equal to 6, so they ain't heard from Brick. That shit phony. So while on them niggas, you know, before I got into that and seen that on the thing, bro. What's going on, my man, Rallo out? What's going on, Rallo out? Rallo out. He told nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Rallo.
Wrong with him.
Yeah, look at this. Rallo links up with Lil Woody. What's up, man? We gotta hear this.
Wrong with him. Why do you say that? He said, I don't recall.
I don't recall.
When I stay out of nigga business, I'm wrong. When I check a nigga about the business, I'm wrong. Y'all mad at me cause some whole more niggas want to squash they mother beef. But they can fill up every church around anybody. But soon as somebody comes to the Masjid Divine City on some God, oh, the Muslim is wrong. The Muslim don't do nothing but accept nothing but rats. Oh, we protecting rats. Man, get the gone with all this old cap. If y'all hate the man that much, go handle the business. That man been around here doing what the want to do how he want to do it. Ain't nobody did nothing. So miss me with that old cat. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm staying out people business on. I'm doing the right thing. Got him up there. I know right now.
Yo.
Yeah, that's how Rollo feel. How y'all feel about Rollo, you know, being with Woody and then and doing that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How do y'all feel? Like, honestly. How y'all feel? How y'all really feel about that, yo? Rollo out. You know, some people feel like I ain't right. Some people feel like, Rollo, situation is where, I'm Muslim. So, I ain't really going to speak on this, get too depth in this, but I just want to see what's going on. Rest in peace to Young School. The rest in peace to all the brothers that lost their life, senseless violence. Free all the men that's unjustly incarcerated, man. Free all the gods, man. Hope you guys make parole, man. Get it together, man. Get it together, man. Free the guys, free the men, free my brother Perk, man. Free Hollywood, man. My man Da Vinci, man. Free the good men. That's behind the G-Wall, man. Federal and state, man. Free my guy Clebo. Free the good men. Free Stormy. Free Gotti. My guy, the good Muslim brother. Free y'all, man. Don't free my man Redhead. So many dudes, you know what I mean? Let's be a list. It's like saying rest in peace. But that's just Streets.
Be sure to like. Let's see what man said. I don't know what to say, man. Rollo out. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I don't know. He got one point. Dudes want to come to the man's jig and squash the beef. He can't deny that. You know what I mean? Free the innocent, man. He can't deny that. I ain't gonna hold up and play with you. He can't deny that. That's just the way it go. He can't deny that. You know what I mean? They was hanging out for sure, doing their thing. You know what I mean?
Through the steps. Y'all got to kick Rollo out the whole entire equation. Why? Because Rollo tried to get peace between Quando Rondo and Lil Durk. So if y'all mad at Rollo for doing what he did, it doesn't really seem like he's a mediator, but it seemed like the way in which he's operating is more in a peaceful way, then that's just on par for the brand. So anybody who's upset with Rollo, I don't get it. Because he running a Muslim route where that's what they preach is peace. And like I said, he tried to push peace between Durk and Quando Rondo. So y'all on this case a little bit, but it wasn't that much. But let me ask y'all this question with Rollo. What would y'all want him to do?
Wait, if you were detained at any Maryland juvenile detention,
what would y'all want him to do? What would y'all want Rollo to do? Rollo feel the way about that.
When I stay out of nigga business, I'm wrong. When I check a nigga about the business, I'm wrong. Y'all mad at me cause some whole more niggas want to squash they motherfucking beef. But they can fill up every church around this bitch with anybody. But soon as somebody comes to the masjid at Vine City on some godly shit, oh, the Muslim is wrong. The Muslim don't do nothing but accept nothing but rats. Oh, we protecting rats. Man, get the fuck on with all this old cap ass shit, bro. If y'all hate the man that much, go handle the business. That man been around here doing what the fuck he want to do, how he want to do it. Ain't nobody did nothing. So miss me with that old cap ass shit.
I don't know, man. You know, like I said, people feel the way they want to feel about Rollo. I'm Muslim, right? I'm a Muslim man, just like Rollo, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not, heavy, in the faith, but I'm Muslim by faith. So if Rollo allowing dudes to come to the masjid and settle their difference, that's not wrong. That's actually keeping the peace in the community. If he not egging on and calling this person that and doing this and that, and he just promoting peace, let it be, bro. I don't look into that. Shout out to him for what he did. I'm not going, backbite the Muslim brother, say nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like if I'm on the street way of thinking, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, man, the man said, the man has to, you know, face a law one day. So this is a good deed. Now these two brothers, regardless of what's going on, we know if you're in the streets that you ain't supposed to deal with no rat or nobody that cooperated with the police. If you in society, he's saying these dudes not going to do nothing. They want to squash the beef. They want to talk about it. They don't want it to end in violence. And he allowing them to come to the masjid. I don't see no wrongdoing in that. You know what I'm saying? That's their preference, bro. I just mind my business, bro. You know what I'm saying? The name the never violent act, bro. Like, Thug ain't comment on the I don't know. I don't know what they got going on in Atlanta, but that's them. You get what I'm saying? That's them. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't think I wouldn't hang with Woody. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't be entertaining that. You know what I mean? The YSL case has nothing to do with me and mine. I wouldn't entertain it. If I see them at the masjid, squashing their beef and praying and taking their shahada, I'm gonna give them their rights as Muslims. I'm gonna salam and keep going. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to hang out with them. I don't have to kick it with them. You get what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. But when you step inside the masjid, you step out of the place of worship, you're not thinking about what that individual got going on outside of this. You get what I'm saying? I would never do nothing. I don't do nothing, but I would never do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. To each his own. You know what I mean? We just live in the world. And I'm just old enough and grown enough that, I'm not going to be just hanging around and kicking it with anybody. And also, I'm not. Ain't nobody. I'm minding my business. You get what I'm saying? Thug and them dudes, they rich. They knew each other way before I ever heard of them. They know what's going on, bro. Let them jump the gun on what they got going on, not me. I ain't getting in the middle of that. We all seen what he did. We heard why Salmondo, what he commented about. We heard everybody how they felt. Now people feel a different way. I can't say nothing. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. You know what I mean? That's to each his own, man. And to Rollo and the Muslim brothers, keep doing the work down there. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all promoting. And y'all 100%. If y'all doing anything other than that, it'll come to the light. But I don't see nothing, no big thing in it. I don't. They was protesting all week too. Let's get into this. You know what I mean? This the weekly report, by the way, bro. So I'm just all over the place. That's why you didn't see a name on the caption. That's how you see we waking and baking. We doing the weekend report. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. New interviews dropping. Mikey T, Mikey J, Mikey do out of the Bronx, film, producer. We got his interview dropping. We got some exclusive interviews dropping this month. Man, get into the interviews. I gotta do the uploads, and the morning show is popping. It's back to popping. I will be in here at 6 in the morning. Make sure y'all tap into my channel today, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. 12-hour stream. I'm gonna try to go on and do it. A rat is a rat. That's a goddamn fact. A rat is a rat, but Ty Boy, you a Muslim. So you know that if you in the masjid and you praying and the imam and the shore boy got something going on, you gonna leave that alone. Because at the end of the day, what that man got going on don't got nothing to do with you when you in the house of worship. You, like I said, you don't have to say nothing. But in Islam, you just give a Muslim brother their rights. I don't think Woody and Mondo are Muslims. I just think they went to the masjid to squash their beef. Do I approve of Rallo doing that? No. You know what I mean? I don't approve of him doing that. You get what I'm saying at all. But did he do it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Is any wrong for doing that in the faith? No. You get what I'm saying? He's stopping violence. They are responsible for their actions. I don't know. I'm just saying to you that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get in all into it because he's the brother and it's a fact. A rat is a rat. What he did, what he did. You hear what I said? I wouldn't fuck with him. You get what I'm saying? Hands down, I wouldn't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what's up. But I know if I was to see them guys in the masjid, I'm gonna do my prayers. I'm gonna listen to the Jumu'at. I'm gonna do what I gotta do and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? The most I can say is Assalamu alaikum. You know what I'm saying? Wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullah, barakatuh. That's it. I don't have nothing else to say. And if you Muslim of the Islamic faith, you know what that means. Because when you step in the masjid and you're a believer, you have nothing to do. The worldly ways has nothing to do with the deen. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'ma hop in my car and keep it going. Yeah, you got see. That's what I'm saying. Let people know that, Ty boy. You know what I'm saying. They picked the right place to go there in Rallo in the Islamic community. You know they could have said no to that, but amongst Rallo in itself is real guys that's praying 5 times a day and really following the deen as hard as they can. So they know, hey, that it's a blessing in that. It's a barakah in that. It's a blessing in that. So like I said, it's some people it's some people out here that really like Lil Dirt Father. If Lil Dirt Father got these dudes from the other side going whatever talking, I don't think that he's thinking anything other than Islam. You know what I mean? Loon, if Loon got some dudes to go to Harlem and squash something, I don't think he's thinking nothing but Islam. And Rallo, he's a Muslim, but he does a lot. He commits haram. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He engaged in fitna. We're not perfect. You know what I mean? Sometimes the world get into him where he cuss a lot on camera. I do too. I'm not here to judge the brother. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that, I can't really put a knife in his back on the brother because he opened his doors to his masjid from dudes from his city to squash a beef that could result in murder. Would he know what he done? Man, know what he said? You know what I'm saying? It's just it's one of them things where, hey, I just mind my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving my own opinion. How I feel about it. If it was me in the masjid, like I said, I can't. It's like you saying somebody go to, all types of people go to the church. You know what I'm saying? All types of people in the masjids, all types of people in the synagogue, all types of people in the Catholic Church. So if you're going in the place of worship, y'all just keep this in mind. What I'm saying, if you're going in the place of worship, a place of worship is not going to deny nobody from coming in there, regardless of who you are. You be the worst individual. That's where a lot of individuals go in there and change their lives. That's all I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But them kicking and hanging up, laughing and hee ha ha, that's the way that they feel, bro. That's what them brothers got going on. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Eminem or Jay-Z. Jay-Z. I got Eminem on the wall, though. Eminem on my wall. Eminem is a part of my art, but Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's open topics. We could talk about whatever. But that's what I was talking about. To get into it. We got to talk about that terrorist stuff. Okay, Fed's name, co-conspirators. Ooh, I never heard this. I need to hear this. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Let's go.
My God, you guys, get in here and shut the door. The federal government has issued a new superseding indictment on Diddy, and this time they are naming Diddy's co-conspirators. And do you know they said they have proof that Diddy was paying hush money, intimidating things, destroying evidence, and even, maybe they got the name of the blogs that Diddy was paying off. You guys, this is explosive.
This is the new joint.
We're going to go
I told you.
all the legal documents, but let's give you guys a quick rundown because y'all got things to do. Let me just say this. They can dismiss 1 million lawsuits against Tony Busby, which, by the way, he's turned out to be such a disappointment. But you know what? We can talk about Tony Busby anytime in the next live. baby, the federal government is saying we don't care what is going on with Tony Busby or not, baby. You going to jail. Anybody that thinks that Diddy is getting out of this is insane. The federal government has him in his sights. Yo, let's get into this. So where do we start? Okay, so let's be honest.
Let me talk to my chat. How do I feel about the Jay-Z 4-4 album? Let me tell you this. How do I feel about Jay-Z overall as an artist? I am Jay-Z is in my top 5 artists of all times. One of the greatest person. I don't have a top 5. I have a top 10. I don't have a top 10. I have a top 20. But I'm just going to stay within my top 10. Jay-Z's top 10, hip hop's been here 50 years. And Jay-Z's in that top 50. You get what I'm saying? And all of Jay-Z albums to me, because I listen, I study, I know, I love all of his albums, all of his projects. And to be totally honest with you, the 4-4 album was a very soulful album. Very soulful album, which Jay-Z aged. And 444 was a wonderful piece of art given to us by, the great lyricists. And it was an age album. It was age appropriate. You get what I'm saying? He was in his late 40s. He dropped this project. This project was dope as fuck. You get what I'm saying? And it was age. Jay-Z never goes backwards with his music since the beginning. Jay-Z always moved forward. He always embraced the elevation. You know what I'm saying? If he jumped on an up and coming popping artist that was just coming out that had the flame to him, he gave you classic Jay-Z Big Boss's verse. So 444 would have to go into the masterpiece, have to go into the collage of one of his masterpieces. And Jay-Z's got numerous of classics. And there's not too many artists that you can say got numerous of classics. And just to name some before we get back to this Diddy breaking news, Reasonable Doubt, it's a great classic. Hard Knock Life, Volume 1 is a great one. In My Lifetime with Sunshine and Marcy on it was a great one. The Black Album was a great one. The Blueprint 1 was a great one. 444 was a great one. That just named you 6. I'm just saying, get your favorite artists together. All those albums are classic. The Reasonable Doubt, don't ever joke with that. The Dynasty, that compilation, don't ever joke with that. The Hard Knock Life, Volume 1, don't ever joke with that. Like I said, a lot of people say it wasn't a classical album, but In My Lifetime, Volume 1, that was a classical album to me. You do the research. That's 4. The Blueprint 1, come on. You can't deny the Blueprint 1. When we thought he was going out the door, he dropped the Black Album. And then 444. And then, what was that? The Blueprint 2 with I had to send you a reminder. Here it is. So the guy don't miss. When Jay-Z was dropping album, he don't miss. Hit that like button, man. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. You just tapped in with your boy Fat Ham. I'm a black man from Baltimore City, the DMV, man. Please, if you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. If not, you don't want to subscribe, drop something in the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Treat this like Netflix. You got to pay. But Fed's name, co-conspirators, and Diddy case. And I'm just covering this right now. But that's when you think about my hip hop hit and the way that I love hip hop. I'm telling you this. Jay-Z is one of those artists that got a mean ass catalog, like a vicious ass catalog. And not artists have bunches of tons of projects, but Jay-Z has a catalog that has a lot of run through. A and B sides are awesome. You get what I'm saying? And another person that really dropped classical albums back to back was DMX. You got to think, you know what I'm saying? 2 albums in 1 year. And then, his first 4 albums was that, you know what I'm saying? And, Jay-Z do have some albums that doesn't make the GOAT list. Kingdom Come is an album. I like the Kingdom Come. It had some classics on it. Marsha Ambrosius did a thing in there with Lost Ones. I liked it that. You get what I'm saying? But it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, that Blueprint joint with H. hey, the Blueprint 2, baby, on the way. That Blueprint 2 joint with that one was a good one joint. I liked it. It was a bunch of songs I liked on it, but I could live without it. So it's a couple Jay-Z albums, a few ages I could live without. But I'm just saying, whole damn man got 10 of them. But I'm saying I'm glad 7 to name personally, because you could probably somebody could probably replace 2 of the albums I named, but them 7 joints, whole deadly man, and verses and features. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he like outside of Ja Rule was the first one to really burn an R&B track with Maya. You know what I'm saying? That joint he jumped in there. You know, have a dog, be an adult, have an affair for once. But let's get back to the Diddy news.
There were no real names dropped, but they gave the descriptions of the co-conspirators. Baby, we can figure this out on our own. And they also gave detail. Let's get into this. I know Diddy is crying today. I know he is crying. They said, well, no real names are dropped.
Light up, fool.
Do you want my...
They say, damn, thanks for the explanation, man. My friends think I'm tripping when I say 444 is a classic, and I told them that 444 is not for kids, that's for grown men. Yes. That's a artist. You know, the 44 album is just like for a great artist such as Jay-Z to reaching over 40 and to be able, my skin is, come on, bro. Yes, I love that 44 album. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of classical shits on it. You get what I'm saying? Knock, come at your neighbor's house. Yellow Lambo in the driveway. You know what I mean? I could go with, you know, I love that 444 joint. You know what I mean? I love it. And then never mind that the verse on Khaled album, that verse on Khaled joint, God did outdoes a lot of albums that dropped in the last 5 years.
Descriptions of the people in Diddy's alleged criminal enterprise are far more damning than any earlier indictment. Okay? Now keep in mind this is a classic prosecution strategy. They know exactly who these people are. I believe we know too. They want them to feel the heat so that they flip. And get this, the federal government is hinting to Diddy, baby, we already got people on you flipping. Because here's the thing. Whoever testifies for the government behalf is a federal witness. Whoever doesn't is a co-conspirator. They are saying that Diddy is sick about this because some people he thought he had in his pocket, baby, not so much. Okay, let's get into this. The bodyguard, the enforcer figure, Uncle Gene Dill, is this you? I'm joking. They said a person who traveled with Diddy and was tasked with physically intimidating and controlling victims. They allegedly enforced compliance, helped restrain individuals, and even participated in threats or forced SMEX acts. Yeah, they was part of the come on, to ride, woo. Sorry, I don't mean to make jokes, but that's my thing. The implication. Now, here's the thing. It's likely a long-time personal security person. We already know Roger Bonds is testifying, so I don't think they're talking about him. Who else might they be talking about? If they flip, they'll become a devastating witness due to proximity. Now, Diddy has had multiple securities. We already know Gene Dill is going to sing like a canary, and Roger Bonds. He has said he will stand by Cassie. Now, Gene Dill was before Cassie, so who knows if he'll be called to testify. However, Gene Dill has the before Cassie, Roger Bonds has the Cassie era, and because a lot of stuff is current, I'm guessing that Diddy's current bodyguards are either complying or they're whatever. What's next? The executive assistant and scheduler, KK. Is that you? Is that why KK last week was like, I have never known what I ever. Girl, shut up. Who is it? Little Rod says he has you on tape screaming, gummies for everybody. Let the gummies in there now. Anyway, it's someone working directly with Diddy who booked travel for women, arranged hotels, and coordinated parties under the guise of work. So this is either, they said, I was about to say the party planner, but this is the executive assistant. They help organize logistics for what prosecutors say were trafficking operations. They may have misled victims into thinking they were meeting for career opportunities. They said this person had administrative access. They likely saw everything from inside calendars to burner phone orders. And they are saying that there's a chance they also flip. They're likely to provide receipts and internal schedules. Do you think this is Brandon? You remember the white boy that got arrested for being Diddy's mule? You think they trusted Brandon with this, or he was only trusted with bringing the Tucci and the Colombian dancing dust flavored gummies? Get this, there's a music industry associate facilitator. Now, I already know where your minds are going. Stop it. All right. Tony Busby. We'll talk about that in a second because that puts everything in new light. They said the figure described as being in the music business who lent credibility to Diddy's interactions with women, convincing them the meetings were legit. Okay, I already know who y'all thinking. This can't be Jay-Z because there ain't no way that Jay-Z was operating as Diddy's assistant with meetings. I'm just saying that ego ain't doing it. Beyonce's husband, think again. They played a grooming role. They set up introductions, vouched for Diddy, and helped normalize the victims to the environment. This could be a fellow producer or artist who is now either cooperating or about to be charged themselves. These people are often flipped to save their own careers. There's also a financial fixer and accountant type, and this goes into those money laundering charges that we've been talking about. Allegedly processed hush payments, structured financial.
How do a billionaire get money laundering? Do y'all think that make sense though? How do a billionaire get money laundering? It don't make sense. It don't make sense, Joe. It don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. It don't make sense at all. Like what the fuck is he money? They say when they never fly a girl out. Dang. I thought they been killed him. The DC sniper. Yeah, I knew that. 2009. Yeah, I remember that. They put him to sleep. Adam No Jumper brand goes broke, closing store and building after lawsuit. I mean, Adam wants to move to New York. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Adam 22 wants to do the most politest. And when they talk about No Jumper going broke, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Adam 22 wants to do the most responsible thing that you could possibly do as a business owner. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell y'all with Adam 22. Adam 22 gets pulled up by the feds. He said the feds doesn't want nothing but the cease and desist from Big U. Right? This is my opinion. So when he gets to the sister, whatever, with the Big U situation, Adam is weighing his options, right? No Jumper is a brand, millions of subs. He's fighting to get his old Instagram page back. However it goes, he gets his page back. But he's fighting to get his page back, and you know what I mean? And he's looking at it, the indictment, the violence, everything around No Jumper. So it's still bringing the money out. Adam's a millionaire. He's well off. But it's like sell a No Jumper building, sell a store and all that, recoup my money, and move No Jumper somewhere else by the fall. Make the breaking news. You get what I'm saying? Because it makes sense. Adam leaves LA. He comes. I don't know if he's gonna go down south. Down south doesn't fit Adam 22 and what he wants to do. He needs a big place like LA. You know what I'm saying? Where them stars gonna have to come. I'm just being honest with y'all. He needs a big place. He can go anywhere and be okay. But I think Adam 22 personally wants to leave the West Coast. And I think he's bringing No Jumper to the East Coast. I promise you. He's not going to Vegas. He's not going nowhere. He's going to come back in New York. You know what I'm saying? In New York. Because the bills are like the same. You get what I'm saying? He'll get a No Jumper store in New York will do better in New York than in LA. You know what I'm saying? I think the biggest thing, a lot of dudes travel to LA And you know what I'm saying, it be a lot going on. I think a lot of dudes can travel in and out of New York and get there safe. And I think Adam 22 next move will be he's definitely gonna be in a secure building. You get what I'm saying? He's definitely not gonna be doing a lot of these dudes that he know that's controversial live. They're gonna be uploads and he'll be better. He'll be better, bro. And he might don't even put it. It's just like directly in New York. You know what I'm saying? That might be hot. Adam might be looking somewhere in Jersey. Putting old jumper somewhere in Jersey, even fucking Boston. You get what I'm saying? Like Connecticut, you know what I mean? Connecticut would be crazy. You get what I'm saying? But I just think overall that New York, New Jersey borderline, you know what I mean? He needs the store in Manhattan. Adam's looking at something in Manhattan. He might have to rent at first, you know what I mean? He'll get a nice space in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Add him up. You get what I'm saying? Sell all that shit, get all this money. He'll be able to live just as comfortable in New York and LA. Everybody try to get caught up in that politics. It is way more money. It's way more money in New York that I think LA got everything going on. But Adam pretty much got his loyal editors that he want to deal with. He got a crew. You know what I'm saying? He got a crew that he can move over here. And look at what Casanet doing. You get what I'm saying? Like, pay attention, man. And motherfuckers is moving with the time. That was too much unnecessary heat. Adam already got the classic interviews with dudes talking shit. Adam already got everything going on. You get what I'm saying? Adam will be okay. Adam will be okay. I'm about to be go lie to you. Adam will be okay. Adam moving that no jumper somewhere else. You know what I mean? He's thinking about new stars. You know what I mean? Real content creators like Flacco. Like he need more Flacco, more luscious. You know what I'm saying? He need a couple niggas that's a little controversy to make money. Adam need a couple more dudes that's controversy to make money. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But Adam 22, man, he really stay in LA. I ain't gonna lie to you. Fuck it. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam pull off. It's still, the Midwest, but Adam might go to Denver. You know what I'm saying? You never know with him, bro. Adam going somewhere where he can make his money, people can get there, and there's more safety. You get what I'm saying? It's more business and safety for Adam. I mean, people sold him and shit like that. Anime got tired of that because the lawsuit, just like that, lawsuits could take you under. No matter how you look at it, lawsuits can take you under, bro. Lawsuits can take you where you never want to go. You feel me? So I don't think he's broke. He's a millionaire and he's making the right decisions with his business. He sell it. He puts the money in his account. He goes somewhere else. He located. He up his security. He up his camera thing because it's all about that. Like he looks up to his godfather, Vlad. Vlad letting him know, man. I'm telling you, Vlad got to be telling him, like, yeah, man, like fucking LA's not. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think. I just don't think it. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. LA is just no. Even Will Smith said on Drink Champ, like you have to move around a certain way in LA. It's not as free as everywhere else. You get what I'm saying? It's a beautiful place. It's billionaires there. It's millionaires there. The land, the weather is wonderful. There's a lot of big companies. There's a lot of business in LA and entertainment. But with LA violence and shit grown, you know what I mean? Nah. Would I take a deal with no jumper? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If it makes sense, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like a lot of shit Adam 22. But if I was able to create my own narrative and my content, you know what I mean? Business, you don't have to like people to do business. And business is business. But I don't know about that though, bro. Like business is business. If it makes sense business wise, cool. But if it don't, hell no. That's just how I feel about it. If it makes sense business wise, I run with it. If it don't, hell no, I can't do it. it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean? I want my money. And I want to do my content the way I'm gonna do my content. And I'm not engaging in, gang activities. I'm not engaging in shit like that. I just want to do good interviews with people that I feel comfortable with interviewing. You get what I'm saying? And that's the up and coming artists. That's, entrepreneurs. That's people coming from walks of life where I come from. I ain't into nothing. And I promise you, if I was to get on No Jumper, people gonna be lining up like, yo, I want to get on that RDP part of No Jumper. Like, I fucks with yo. Like, we ain't into that. We into getting some paper. You get what I'm saying? We into getting some paper, and No Jumper would just be a stepping stool with me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a one, you know what I mean? Maybe 1 to 3 year contract or something. Just be a stepping stone. It wouldn't be long term with me. You know what I mean? It just would be a stepping stone. That's not the place where, you know what I'm saying? What he doing, I feel like I could do. You know what I'm saying? With the right push. But listen, man, I thank everybody for tapping in. Please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Make sure y'all tapping with me 8 o'clock tonight for the 12 o'clock screens. I gotta run around, move around, and make some shit shake, man. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. Raw Dope Podcast Vlog. We out.